The trial of the alleged insurance killer Agnes Setshwantsho is set to begin in the Mahikeng High Court. The 49-year-old is accused of orchestrating the deaths of her relatives for insurance payouts. Newzroom Afrika's Refiloe Seboko joins us now live. Refiloe, very good morning to you. So this has been an ongoing case and finally the trial is set to begin. Tell us about what we can expect.
It sure indeed has been an ongoing case that has caught the attention of the country, if not the world, but also highly anticipated trial as we are expecting that trial to begin today. Agnes Setshwantsho, who remains in custody after she was denied bail, but arguments that had been ongoing about this case, but also, those accusations that she's faced, among others, orchestrating the death of her relatives for insurance payouts, including that of her husband, some of her children as well, and her niece, Bonolo Mudisamang. But as that trial is highly anticipated and also begins today, we were seeing various witnesses that are also expected to be called today. But I'm going to welcome a legal expert from the University of the Northwest, Sam Lishilo. Thank you so much and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. I mean, this is the case that really has caught the attention of the world, but also, as the trial begins today, I think it's something that a lot of people would be watching and, closely monitoring.
That is true, and that is what is anticipated, that the trial begins today. I think it has been scheduled for 5 days or so, I'm not sure. But I know today is the day where the trial is to be had, and the evidence will be led by the state with their witnesses, as you've already mentioned. Indeed, this is just one of those sad cases, and it appears that in our country today, they are just mushrooming out of nowhere.
And like you're saying that they are just mushrooming out of nowhere, with this one in particular, since the accused is charged with multiple counts of murder, among others, we are seeing fraud and defeating the ends of justice. What are the options available for the accused person at this juncture, in particular, as the trial is expected to begin?
Right. If the accused person has been indicted or charged on those kind of charges, which are very serious, I think this one has been charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of fraud, and 1 count of defeating the ends of justice. Now, if the trial is to begin, the 2 options that are available to the accused person at this particular point, provided he gives those instructions to their legal representative, one would be that they would plead guilty to all the charges or some of the charges. And in that regard, if the plea of guilty is entered, it simply means that the state would not have to lead any evidence or any witnesses, because the accused person will be saying that I intend to plead guilty. Maybe there will be a plea bargaining that has been entered into to say that if I plead guilty, maybe this is the type of sentence that I can be given and I will be able to deal with that. And I'm mindful of the fact that this accused person is facing, charges that include life imprisonment, like the 2 counts of murder. So if he is to plead guilty, there's just that. He will obviously be sentenced to life imprisonment, and then maybe they can be bargained on defeating the ends of justice and also on, the counts of fraud. But definitely with murder, she will have to plead guilty to those. And then the other option would be she does not plead guilty. She's going to try the matter, meaning that the state now would have to prove their case beyond reasonable doubt. That means that they have to bring all the evidence, they have to lead all witnesses that would obviously have an impeccable impact on their case, indeed to bring all the elements to be proven.
And can at this stage, Ntate Lishilo, at this moment, the state, can it still add more charges or withdraw some as the trial proceeds?
Absolutely. The state is what you call the dominus litis. They decide what to do with their matter. But if they have to add charges, they would then have to give the defense an opportunity, to go and prepare, meaning that, for example, if they come and said, there's been new evidence that came forth, and then we intend to add this specific charge, they have to, obviously, the trial will not proceed, because now they have to now finish the defense with more, contents of the case docket for them to go prepare for that specific charge. Equally, if they intend to withdraw certain charges, say, for example, they intend to withdraw 1 count of fraud, right? There's no need for the defense to prepare anything because of their withdrawing a charge. The trial will proceed as it was planned.
And looking at these cases, I mean, we've seen a number of them emerging. This one in particular happening after Rosemary Ndlovu, who was, sentenced. But is South Africa and its legal climate at this moment in time? What does the law say? How are the victims protected, even with regards to those that have found out? I mean, in this case, Buchoko finding out that she was insured for 2 million rand after, her sister's burial.
Yes, thank you so much. I would start by saying in South African law, for example, if a person has been found to be criminally liable for something, we have a Criminal Procedure Act under which a person can be charged under with regard to the offense that would have committed: fraud, murder, defiance of justice. But again, there's what you call insurance law or insurance company law, where they monitor, for example, with regard to people that are taking policies, on behalf of other people. There are certain requirements that they have to comply with. But it appears that now people can just, get people's ideas and other particulars and then go insure them without the beneficiary knowing, that, an insurance has been taken on their behalf and on their name. Now, to go back to your question, to say that what then happens and what is the legal recourse to a person who now suffers trauma, knowing very well that, look, my name was insured, my life was insured, I was not aware, therefore my life was in danger. And this particular person, say, for argument's sake, they're suffering trauma, they're attending, psychologists, they have trauma counseling and all sorts of things. As a result of that, they're suffering loss financially because of they have to consistently go to these, private doctors or any other doctor. Now, the question becomes, what recourse would they have in law? Now, a few things would happen. If a person has been going through that, and then the person that has caused them this pain and, damages and suffering, they can sue that particular person, depending on the amount of damage or the scale of damages that would have suffered. Of course, those things would then have to be quantified by an expert called, an actuary, Yeah, but again, the question becomes, what if the person doesn't have money? The person who was intending to do this thing. Say, for example, the state has now freezed the assets of taking the assets because of, the criminality that's involved in attaining, all these millions or the monies that they have. Now,
I would like to take it further, Ntateli, however, but thank you so much for your time. Let's leave it there for now, Audrey, and together with our viewers, as that highly anticipated trial of Agnes Setshwantsho is expected to begin today.
Thank you for that, Refiloe.